Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming Ahmad Batebi, a former Iranian political prisoner.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today we gathered at the first conference after Israel's military attack on Iran, a historic moment that has raised a big question in mind of many, especially in West. Why didn't the Iranian people didn't come in the street to overthrow the Ayatollah's regime after this attack? For those less familiar with Iran, let me be clear. The absence of protest does not mean the Iranian people's struggle is over. Their fight is a long, complex process carried out with courage and determination. In sociology, there is a concept called survival first. During war, people focus on their life. Thank you. Accept my apology. I have asthma, and I knew that I have this issue here. Thank you. Appreciate it. During war, people focus on protecting their life and families rather than political or economic demand. During the Persian Gulf War, Iraqis, under bombardment, did not protest against Saddam Hussein. They focused on staying alive. The same is true in Iran today. When the sky is filled with fighter jets and explosions echo across the cities, people think of their safety, not protest. But survival is only part of the story. While facing war from outside, the regime has intensified its crackdown inside. In the first days alone, at least 9 people were executed without fair trial. Over 1,000 were arrested and accused of spying. Many simply for filming bombed buildings and sharing them online. The parliament of the regime even passed lawmaking. It's easier to accuse citizens of espionage, an offense punishable by death. Beyond traditional methods like arrest, torture, and censorship, the regime now labeled opposition as a traitor to silence them through shame. It's important to note, Israel targeted nuclear and military sites it views as a threat. But those are not the tools that Ayatollah's regime used to control the people. They do not suppress people and protest with missiles and nuclear bombs. They use small arms, rifles, and pistols stored in city garrisons and IRGC centers. These weapons were not destroyed, so the regime still has all these tools to control and repress the people. Even though the regime is very brutal, it has big problems. The biggest one is that people no longer trust it. For years, the regime leaders poured resources into military power, boasting of being unbeatable. Yet Israeli strict revealed Iran's sky and land to be defenseless against a country the size of one of Iran's smallest provinces. This humiliation exposed the regime weakness to Iranian people and its proxy forces. The loss of legitimacy cannot be repaired by money or propaganda. Imagine a regime that for 4 decades threatened to destroy Israel had not even built a single public shelter nor installed silence, warned its citizens of incoming attack. This failure has eroded trust even among regime supporters. Today, voices within the system openly criticize the IRGC failures. Around 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago, I think it's so important we talk about that. Saeed Qasemi talked about that. Around 3 weeks ago, for first time, Supreme Leader of Iranian demonic regime talked about an alternative for Islamic Republic. And for first time, he mentioned our King Reza Pahlavi. Why is important? Because we know that he has delusion, he has ego. Recently, many of you know that, recently he said that God talks with my mouth. The video is in internet, it's not a joke. He said that with this much delusion and ego, he couldn't ignore that and came and said there is an alternative. Why? Because right now, after 4 decades, more than 4 decades, we have an opposition with the strategy, with plan, and with the wise leader. And all of these, because Shahzad's team, we know that many people, many of you, I know that you are here, you made strong this, structure, and I appreciate you for all those things you did for our king and for Iran. Thank you so much. The Soviet Union collapsed just 2 years after its Afghanistan war, brought down by inefficiency, corruption, and past war crisis. In Iran, the same process has begun. Protests are paused by survival need, but repression, psychological collapse, lose of legitimacy, economic struggles, and global pressure are accelerating the regime decline. Crucially, the Iranian people have never given up. They know that no foreign military, no matter how much powerful, can replace the will and organization of a nation. Attack weakened the regime, sanction added pressure, but real change comes from the people. After decades of execution and suppression, Iranians have adopted a new method of resistance, boycotting election, ignoring regime symbols, and expressing defiance every day. Sorry. It's quick but powerful resistance. It's part of the process that will step by step lead to change. The Ayatollah's regime has been weakened in terms of international threat, but it still remains strong in its ability to repress the people inside the country. History reminds us, in oppressive regimes like Nazis in Germany or Soviet blocs, mass protests only erupted when people felt safety from repression. In Iran too, the people are waiting for that moment, and it is drawing closer. Ladies and gentlemen, the world most see that Iranians, even after this much pain, are still fighting. Their fight is slow, but their will is stronger than any forces of repression. We must hear their voices, stand with them, and know that the Iranian future belongs to the people who have never given up. Thank you so much.